Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Hey guys, Duane from Two Goalies One Mike here to give you a quick update on what's going on at the trade deadline. We're just about 24 hours out. A lot of activity previous few days, especially today. We just saw, just to really highlight the big points, Mark Giordano, defenseman, that was obviously, Seattle's captain. The Seattle Kraken captain was just traded. I'm waiting for confirmation on that, but it looks like Giordano is going to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm still waiting to see what the return was for Seattle, what Toronto gave up. Still trying to keep an eye on that, but as of right now, it looks like Giordano, Seattle Kraken captain, defenseman, is on his way to the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs, that's been the talk the past few weeks, is they're really looking to really shore up that blue line, make improvements there, because that's been like a big glaring hole for them, along with goaltending. I know this rookie this kid that they just not brought in, but they've been using the past few games, has filled in well, but I don't know if they're actually like really committed to him being the guy going into the playoffs. That's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. So we'll see what happens there. There's some, obviously, the big name goaltenders being thrown out around, as obviously I think top of the list would be Marc-Andre Fleury. We've seen some rumors about him in Minnesota right now. Possibly the Blackhawks moving him there. Another name to keep an eye on for the Blackhawks too was Dehan. That was also rumored that like the Blackhawks be looking to move him. Another thing here too, I'm just trying to David Pagnotta from the fourth period trade talk is picking up on Blackhawks defenseman Calvin Dehan, as at this moment he is expected to dress for tonight's game versus the Jets. We'll see what happens in the next 3 hours. Also moved was defenseman Travis Hamonic from the Vancouver Canucks, to the Ottawa Senators for a third round draft pick that I believe already belonged to the Ottawa Senators previously. So they get their own third round draft pick back, I believe this year. Looking at some other things, obviously we know that Robert Hagg was moved to the Florida Panthers after the Florida Panthers put defenseman Aaron Ekblad on LTIR, which frees up a good amount of cap space. He's not expected to be back until like sometime during the first round of the playoffs. So obviously, you want to say the old Kucherov rule, that frees up a lot of cap space for Florida to possibly make another move. There were some rumors that they're looking to maybe have some more insurance in goal. Be keeping an eye on that. Andy Strickland, just about half hour. Carolina remains on the hunt to add another forward. Also from Andy Strickland, Arizona will have options to move Phil Kessel. Even with his new baby, he's shown no indication he won't accept a trade out of Arizona. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. Phil Kessel is a guy that has had a ton of success. He's been a little bit of a suitcase, but he just scores goals. You put him on the right line, even in a bottom six role, he can still contribute even at his age. So, but as we said, big notes of the day right now, obviously, are in fact, if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan, Robert Hagg moving to Florida for a sixth round pick. This was after, again, Aaron Ekblad being put on LTIR. Again, that's a team that I think is just really making strong moves to go for it all this year. You saw what Tampa Bay was giving up for Brandon Hagel. They got 2 firsts, on some other names. Like, that's a huge haul for the Chicago Blackhawks, who look to be in the midst of a rebuild. For a guy like Hagel, how do you say no to that? You just don't. He's as good of a season Hagel's had. Like, you just don't say no to that. 2 first round picks. Plus what I would imagine they would get in other deals. Like, I know Patrick Kane, he says he doesn't wish to be moved at this time, but at the end of the day, you have to make moves for the betterment of your organization. So, we'll see what happens there with him. Like guys like Kane, Teus, and DeBrincat. I think they're just going to really blow it up and just start from scratch. And they should. They had their success. They've won 3 cups. So I don't see the point in trying to continue on with what they have now. What they have now is still good. They still have Kane. They still have Teus. Those guys aren't getting any younger. I think they should really try and ship those guys out to build for the future and build another dynasty down the line. Obviously, the old regime isn't in place anymore from after the Kyle Beach scandals. Stan Bowman, Joe Quenneville was out in Florida, but obviously that whole regime is essentially gone. So you have a new regime in, and I think that's probably what's best for the franchise is to really just ship everybody out and just do a full scale rebuild here. Other trades that have taken place today. I know, James Reimer is garnering interest out of San Jose. Maybe a goalie that Toronto could be interested in, really to give them some insurance and not because that's a team. If they don't win in the first round, if they can't get past the first round, heads are going to roll. Same thing can be said in Edmonton. Heads are going to roll if you can't get those teams can't figure out a way to have sometimes some kind of success in the playoffs. Other deals too. Obviously, we already knew about Hampus Lindholm yesterday. He had signed his contract extension today, 8 years for $6.5 million per. That's a huge deal for the defenseman. I know Coach Mitch, a guy that we've been working with a little bit. He, posted some videos kind of highlighting what they've done this season. He put one out on Lindholm and Giordano too, Robert Hagg, a lot of different names. Again, being a roll. Elliot Friedman 3 hours ago tweeted out that there have been teams interested in Travis Dermott, Vancouver being one of the teams. So another thing to keep an eye on as I go through the list. Trying to find any other moves made. Real quick. Congratulations also go out to the University of Michigan winning the Big Ten championship title last night against Minnesota. 4-3 was a lot closer than I think they would have preferred. I know they got a 5-on-3 power play there at the end of the game, but Sabres, high-end prospects, guys, Eric Portillo and obviously first overall pick Owen Power has, congratulations to them. And let's continue on and go win a national championship. And Aaron Huglin was a player for Minnesota who's had a decent season in his freshman year for the Gophers. So, a couple clicks for those guys performing very well in the Big Ten tournament. It was said Eric Portillo is probably the best goalie in the entire tournament. So congrats to him. Congrats to Owen. Congrats to the entire Michigan's Wolverines team. And, make us, look, my boys, make us in Buffalo proud, go win a national championship. And then, Owen, bring your talents here to the 716 because we cannot wait to see what you have to offer this season and next and so on and so forth. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to stall time. I'm trying to bring up the trade tracker right now from TSN just to try and give you guys a quick breakdown on all the trades that have taken place already. We already went over. Okay. Ottawa Senators traded for Travis Hamonic for a third-round draft pick. Maple Leafs, it is official that Mark Giordano is on his way to Toronto. Multiple draft picks are involved. We are still waiting for confirmation. Also today, as we said before, Robert Hagg for a sixth round pick going back to Buffalo to Florida. The day before, March 19th, the big Claude Giroux trade. I can't even lead off with that. Claude Giroux, a 2025 fifth-round pick, center Connor Buneman and German Rupstoff going to Florida in exchange for Owen Tippett, who was a first-round pick, 2024 first-round pick, and a 2023 third-round pick. Many fans in Philadelphia feel that was a very underwhelming trade, but I think that also has to do with kind of like that here in Buffalo, that Taylor Hall effect, him really having control over his own destiny, controlling where he wanted to go, and it wasn't no secret. It was pretty much made public that he wished to go to Florida, which obviously drove the price down if you're a Flyers fan. So unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. That's why I think it's stupid that you let that stuff leak to the media. You're doing it does your team a disservice. So as we already stated before, Hampus Lindholm and defenseman Hampus Lindholm and Cody Curran to the Boston Bruins in exchange for, and they got a haul, 2022 first round pick, 2023 second round pick, 2024 second round pick, I'm sorry if I butcher this, Vekneman and defenseman John Moore going back to the Anaheim Ducks. So Anaheim got a big haul for Hampus Lindholm, another deal made yesterday. Nick Delorier, former Buffalo Sabre left wing, going to the Minnesota Wild in exchange for a 2023 third round pick. That's a pretty decent return for Delorier. He has a lot of jam. He plays a very, very heavy game. He can fight, as we remember here in Buffalo. So, guys like that are value come playoff time. They play you look at guys like Pat Maroon, who won a cup in St. Louis and then back-to-back cups with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Also plays a heavy game, plays with a lot of jam and grit. So the guys like that are value come deadline time because they do bring that type of dynamic to your team come playoffs. Obviously, a day before, on the 18th, you had Brandon Hagel, as we already mentioned, in 2024 or 2022 fourth round pick and 2024 fourth round pick going to the Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange. And this was a haul, an absolute haul for the Chicago Blackhawks. 2023 first round pick, 2024 first round pick. Boris, I love that name, Boris Katchouk, again, sorry if I'm butchering it, Boris Katchouk and Tyler Radish, to a left winger and a right winger. We had a comment here in this thing. Obviously, we want draft picks or prospects, but are they any current players you would want on the teams for a leadership locker room presence? Honestly, I think in terms of locker room leadership, I think we have a lot of good names in place right now. But I mean, I think if you're bringing in a player trade-wise, to be, with term left on their contract, because obviously it's not going to be a rental. You're looking for somebody that's going to play with Owen Power or Darlene, more specifically Owen Power. It seems they're pretty good. They got their heels dug in on Darlene and Yoki Haru, even though I'm just still kind of on the fence about that pairing, as are many other Sabres fans. They're looking for that future defensive partner for Owen Power. Will that come here at the deadline or at the draft? That's yet to be seen, but I could definitely see that happening today or tomorrow. We'll see. I do know, Kevin Adams it's no secret that he is on the lookout to bring help to that blue line. And it's, speculated specifically for when Owen Power does eventually sign here this season when the college season is over. Another deal too, on the 16th was Kale Janmark, going to the Calgary Flames in exchange for a 2022 second round pick, 2023 third round pick, and a 2024 seventh round pick. The biggest trades were really, to kind of start things off. The biggest name that was really traded first was defenseman Ben Chariot, dealt to the Florida Panthers. Again, a team just really looking to go all in this season. From the Montreal Canadiens for Tyler Simonek, 2023 first round pick and a 2022 fourth round pick. On the 16th, you had Frank Bertrano, left winger, going to the New York Rangers in exchange for a fourth round pick in this year to the Florida Panthers. And again, just a few other trades. I know these are things that we've already covered. And there's more trades rolling in as I'm talking, being tweeted out by Pierre LeBrun. Tyler Jost going to the Minnesota Wild for Nico Sturm to the Avalanche. Josh Manson going to the Avalanche in exchange for Drew Hellison and a 2023 second round pick. And that's really been just about it, most recently over the last 7 days, in the big names that have been dealt so far. I'm going to update it here right now, see if anything is updated on the trade tracker. Not at the moment, but we did have something dropped by Pierre LeBrun just now. I'm looking to check it out myself. Pierre LeBrun tweeting, Los Angeles Kings acquire Tony Stretcher from Detroit for a 7th round pick. So it looks kind of like a depth trade, maybe a guy who might play in the AHL. I don't know. That much to say about that. I'm not too familiar with Stretcher. So unfortunately, I don't have much to offer in terms of my evaluation or opinions of him. Take a look at anything else updated before I let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Let's see here. Defenseman Troy Stretcher, dealt to the LA Kings in exchange for a 7th round pick. That's really about it, guys. And again, I'll pop on here again soon and give if anything big comes up, any big trades, any big trade rumors, just make sure you're following us at 2 Goalies 1 Mike, at Duane S39, at Trainwreck Sports, where we'll be giving you all the latest in trade rumors, the trades that do take place between now and 4 p.m. tomorrow. And again, just other names to really keep an eye on is obviously Marc-Andre Fleury, defenseman, Calvin DeHaan. Obviously, the Buffalo Sabres have a lot that they're trying to part with at the deadline. And maybe, like I said, keep an eye out. Maybe they do become a buyer here at the deadline for a player with some term to play with Owen Power when he signs at the end of the college season. And one last comment here. Sabres being quiet so far. You think they may be pulling something big possibly, or are returns not worth much? I mean, it doesn't hurt to wait until maybe deadline day. Teams might get desperate. Again, I don't see guys like Colin Miller or Cody Eakin sticking around. They're UFAs. Eakin being a very good face-off guy, possibly the best. I think he's the best in the team. Decent penalty killer. The teams have value for stuff like that going into the playoffs. There is value there. Look what Paul Gaustad got at the deadline. We got a first-round pick for him back in the Darcy Regier days. Teams overvalue. I don't want to say overvalue that, but they do at the deadline. I'm willing to pay a premium. You've seen some of the returns right now, like a Travis Hamonic getting a third-round pick. Teams are willing to pony up a little bit more, for not just the player, but the attributes that said player offer. And Cody can be a playoff specialist, penalty killer, and a veteran in the room, and Colin Miller, a right-handed defenseman shot. Right-handed defensemen are very, very valued because obviously, the majority, there's a much higher number in the NHL of left-handed defensemen than there are right. So when you are a right-handed defenseman who, is serviceable, sometimes a team might be willing to pay a little bit more to bring you in. You saw what happened to Rasmus Ristolainen before the season began. Philadelphia trading a first, a second, and Robert Hagg, who we flipped into a 6th-round pick today. So essentially, you got a first-round pick, which we used on Isaac Rosen this past 2021 NHL draft, a second-round pick, and of course the 6th-round pick that we acquired today, all for Rasmus Ristolainen. So with that being said, guys, and if anything big comes up, I will keep you guys updated. But as of right now, that's what there is to report. I will hang up and listen. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. The weather is starting to change and almost golf weather, just getting there. I'm like, take my clubs out tomorrow to the golf dome and hit a bucket of balls just to get ready for the next golf season. So enjoy this weather. Get outside, walk your dogs, enjoy, time outside away from your TVs. So I'll hang up and listen, guys. Have a great day. See you later.